Scented ASMR. Hello everyone, welcome to Scented ASMR. Today I'm going to share some vanilla fragrances that are in my collection that I consider to be very unisex. This first one here, this one is from Maison Margiela. It's from the Replica line, and it's called By the Fireplace. And here's the bottle. This is a 30 ml bottle, and it's so cute. It looks like a little baby version of the big bottles. On the label it says, originally by the fireplace, Province and period, Chamonix 1971, fragrance description, burning wood and chestnut. So, By the Fireplace is considered a woody fragrance, and it was launched in 2015. The perfumer is Marie Salomon. The top notes are cloves, pink pepper, and orange blossom. The mid notes are chestnut, gaiac wood, and juniper. Base notes are vanilla, Peru balsam, and cashmere. And this is a smoky, woody vanilla fragrance. The opening, it's very smoky. It smells like burning wood to me, but with some roasted chestnuts and vanilla. I also get a bit of like warm spiciness from the cloves in here. And I think that the opening does lean masculine, and it kind of stays that way for about an hour or two. But then in the dry down it becomes more of a unisex vanilla fragrance. The smokiness tones way down, and the vanilla amps up. And at this point, the vanilla becomes like a sugary, caramelized vanilla with some woodiness in it. I think that the dry down of this is really intoxicating. Well, the opening's nice too, but I really love the dry down. And it's something that I just want to keep sniffing when I wear it. I find it really cozy, and I really enjoy wearing it in the cool weather. It's a nice cozy fragrance that'll kind of make you feel warm in the cool weather. So yeah, this is a nice vanilla, smoky vanilla fragrance. And so that's by the Fireplace, and it's by Maison Margiela. And so this next one here, this is from Dame Perfumery, and this one is called Black Flower Mexican Vanilla. And there's a nice heavy bottle with some artwork on it. And so, Black Flower Mexican Vanilla. It is considered an amber vanilla fragrance, and it was launched in 2014. The perfumer is Jeffrey Dame. The notes are vanilla absolute, nutmeg, caramel, tonka bean, musk, sandalwood, lemon, patchouli, grapefruit, jasmine, vetiver, and gardenia. And this is a fresh, spicy, citrusy vanilla fragrance. The opening of this, you really get a blast of freshness and spice from the citruses and the nutmeg. You also really get a lot of the lemon. I pick up a lot of lemon in here. And to me, the nutmeg, it smells a bit like cinnamon. I'm kind of getting more of a cinnamon-like spice from it. As it dries down, the citruses and the spices, they soften a bit, and you start to pick up more of that sweet caramel and creamy vanilla. The caramel and the vanilla, they add an edible aspect to the fragrance. But I wouldn't consider this a gourmand fragrance. It's more of a lightly sweet, fresh, spicy vanilla with some citrus. I do pick up a little bit of the jasmine and some of the vetiver and the sandalwood, but they're just there in the background as supporting notes. And I think this one is perfectly unisex, and it's a really nice quality for the price. I can't remember, I think this bottle was somewhere between $60 and $80 on the Dame Perfumery website. Kind of a hidden gem, I think. It's talked about a little bit in the fragrance community, but I think it deserves more attention because it's a really nice unisex fragrance. And so that's Black Flower Mexican Vanilla, and it's from Dame Perfumery. And so this next one that I have here, this one is from Tiziana Terenzi, and it's called Contrario. And here's the bottle. It's kind of an interesting bottle because the cap is larger than the base of the fragrance. But like some of the other Tiziana Terenzi fragrances that I have, inside the box it comes with like a smaller cap that you can place on it if you want to like travel with it or something. And so, Au Contrario is considered a woody aromatic fragrance, and it was released in 2015. The perfumer is Paolo Terenzi. The top notes are cacao pod, malt, and ebony wood. The mid notes are vanilla, tonka bean, and orchid. Base notes are sugarcane, hazelnut, sandalwood, and benzoin. And this is a woody, vanilla, and cacao fragrance. It's very gourmand and sweet, but the sweetness in here is not an overwhelming sweetness. The mixture of like the malt and the cacao pod and the ebony wood, they give this fragrance a dry texture. So it's not like a sticky sweet fragrance. But there's also a creaminess to it from the vanilla and the hazelnut and the sandalwood. And I really like the way the gourmand notes blend together in here. I think they blend really beautifully and none of them overwhelm the other notes. It's just like a nice balance of vanilla, cacao, and some nuttiness. And this fragrance is, I find it to be very unisex, maybe leaning very slightly feminine. It is made from the sweetness, but I think it's unisex. And so this is a nice one if you're looking for a unisex vanilla gourmand fragrance. This is really, really beautiful. And so that's Au Contrario, and it's by Tiziana Terenzi. This next one here, this one is from Atlier, Cologne, and it's called Vanille Insensée. And their bottles, they come in these little, like, leather pouches. And I had ordered mine off of their website. And they were offering free engraving, so I had my name engraved on it. just a little 30 ml bottle. And so, Vanille Insensée was launched in 2011, and it's considered a woody fragrance. The perfumer is Ralph Schweitzer. The top notes are lime, citron, and coriander. The mid notes are vetiver, oak moss, and jasmine. The base notes are vanilla, oak, and amber. And this is a woody vanilla with some citrus. The vanilla that's in here, it's not a particularly sweet vanilla, and it's definitely not gourmand. It doesn't smell edible at all, not to me at least. The oak note that's in here is very prominent, as are the citrus notes. But I think the citrus notes in here are done really nicely because they're not sharp or zesty. They just kind of blend nicely with the oak and the vanilla. There's also some earthiness in here from the vetiver and the oak moss. And I think that it gives this fragrance a dry texture. I'm not sure what coriander smells like, but I do smell something in here that smells aromatic. And I'm guessing it's probably the coriander. I think this fragrance is very unisex. And I also think it's a very well-blended, sophisticated vanilla fragrance. I really, really like this one. And unfortunately, I know in the United States that Atlier Cologne, they pulled out of here a few years ago. And I think they may just be available in France now. That's where they're based, I guess. So I'm not really sure how to get a hold of their fragrances. But if you get a chance to try this one, do. It's a really, really nice, sophisticated, unisex vanilla fragrance. And so, that's Vanille Insensée, and it's by Atlier Cologne. And so this next one that I have here, this one is from Zaharoff, and it's called Of The Immortals. A nice, interesting box with a snake on it. I know this fragrance was done in collaboration with a YouTuber, Curly Scents. And she did a really nice job with this. Bottle. It also has that snake on it. I'm not not really sure what this is supposed to represent. Looks like maybe an infinity sign. A heavy bottle. And so, Of the Immortals is considered an amber vanilla fragrance, and it was released in 2022. The perfumer is Gino Parentino. The top notes are brandy, rum, honey, coffee, bergamot, and salt. The mid notes are coconut, praline, cashmere wood, tonka bean, jasmine, and fig. Base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, oud, musk, and amber. There's a lot of notes in it. And this is a very decadent, boozy, gourmand fragrance. The main notes that I get from it are the liqueur notes, the brandy and the rum. And I also really get a lot of coconut in here. And the coconut smells like a really delicious toasted coconut. I also get some of the sweet praline and lots of warm vanilla. And I do also pick up a little bit of the saltiness in here. And I think it helps to balance out all the sweet notes. Because this is nicely balanced. It's definitely not too sweet, even though it does smell very decadent. I do get some woods in here, but I don't really pick out like the sandalwood or the oud individually. It's a very, I really don't pick out the oud, so I would say don't worry about the oud in here if you don't like oud. It's not strong. And everything is just very nicely blended together. It's very unisex, maybe leaning slightly masculine, but it's something I enjoy wearing, and I don't usually enjoy masculine fragrances. Although I do have a video coming up with a couple of masculine fragrances that I do have in my collection. Masculine leaning. But this is a really nice one if you're looking for a well-done unisex gourmand fragrance that's not too sweet. And so that's Of the Immortals, and it's by Zaharoff. This next one here, this one is from Zara, and it's called Vanilla Vibration. And Vanilla Vibration, it's considered a floral woody musk, and it was launched in 2023. The notes are vanilla, cardamom, iris flower, papyrus, violet, and orange blossom. And this is a very warm, spicy vanilla fragrance. I really get a lot of that spicy cardamom, especially in the opening of the fragrance. The vanilla that's in here, it's just very lightly sweet, and the iris gives the fragrance some powderiness. I do get a slight smokiness from the fragrance, and I also pick up some earthiness in here. It's very unisex, and I really think that this smells more expensive than its price. These 30ml bottles go for under $20. And I found that the performance of it it's pretty decent. It has okay longevity and projection. And this one is my favorite from the Zara Vanilla line. I really, really enjoy this one. And so this is a good one if you're looking for an affordable unisex vanilla. Even though I think this one might be marketed for women. I'm not sure though. But I think it's unisex. And so that's Vanilla Vibration, and it's from Zara. This last one here. This one is from Celine. And this one is called Black Tie. And here's the bottle. So nice. I like Celine's bottles. Like very elegant and sophisticated. And so, Celine Black Tie was released in 2019, and the notes are vanilla, orris, cedar, musk, and moss. And this is the powdery, woody vanilla fragrance. It's very elegant and sophisticated vanilla. I really like the orris that's in here. It gives it a lot of powderiness, and I think it gives it like a smooth, buttery quality. This one, I don't think this is very sweet. It has a slight sweetness to it, but I get more of the woods and the powdery iris than sweet. And there is some earthiness to the fragrance. And I think that probably comes from the orris and the moss. And this is just really, really smooth, well-blended vanilla. I think this is the most sophisticated vanilla that I have in my collection. I really consider this one to be a masterpiece, and it's perfectly unisex. I think the opening to me leaves slightly masculine, but when it dries down, it smells perfectly unisex to me. And it's very soft, and it wears close to the skin, but it does seem to last a decent amount of time. Yeah, just really, really beautiful vanilla fragrance. And so that's Black Tie, and it's from Celine. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was really